Gaining a momentum in any situation is not as important as sustaining the gain or surpassing it. And after the rescue of the abducted Kuriga school children, some bandits have attacked Tsafe town, the headquarters of Tsafe Local Government Area of the state. The bandits burned 2 operational vehicles of the military and killed 2 members of the state security outfit, Community Protection Guards. And in the face of this fresh attack, the state governor, Dauda Lawal, has called on the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, to deploy more troops to the state. PKO, insecurity seems to be a concern in the Northwest, even though there has been some efforts to, address the situation. But what do you make of this current, insecurity challenges that still ravages that region up to today?
Yes, some time ago, the armed forces bombarded some parts of Niger. In Niger State, there are about 8 local governments where bandits are very active. Local government like Rafi, Shiroro, Rijau, which is along the border with Kebbi, Magama, even Kontagora. Niger State has a lot of bandit camps, and because it's the largest state in Nigeria, there is enough space for them in the forest to hide. Now, when they were bombarded in that place, they moved to Tsafe. In the last 20 days, there's hardly any day that bandits don't attack a community in Tsafe. As I said yesterday, Tsafe was not like this. I went to Tsafe, I did some stories. I even stood in front of the grazing routes that bandits use, because those grazing routes lead them to communities, and did a piece to come there. But things have degenerated, no doubt about it. I can see why Dauda Lawal, the governor, appears desperate, because even on the outskirts of the state capital, they are coming to abduct people. There was a video that bandits shot, threatening that Zurmi, that they are going to turn Zurmi to a football field. When they say that, they are saying, look, we are going to destroy Zurmi. And Zurmi was where they slaughtered these community protection guards recently. Why do we have community protection guards that are not permitted to carry weapons that they can use to confront these bandits? So they were threatening community protection guards in that video. Of course, they spoke Hausa, so it's not everyone who will understand what they are saying. But that's to tell you the extent to which these guys are going. And Tsafe has links to the forest of Briningwari. So through the forest, they can move into parts of Zamfara, including Bukuyum. So now, since that raid happened, they moved into Zamfara, moved into Tsafe and Maru local government. Maru local government is the biggest local government in Zamfara. It's also one of the biggest local governments in Nigeria. And it has one of the most dangerous forests in our country today, the Dansadao forest. That was where, during a clash, Dogo Gide killed a man who was seen as the leader of the bandits in the Northwest at that time, Buhari Ndaji. Buhari Ndaji was the man that the former governor of Katsina State, Right Honorable Aminu Masari, stood by his side with Buhari Ndaji's AK-47 by his side, and the governor went to make peace with them. In the end, it didn't work. This bandit is a waste of time trying to placate them. They will not listen. The only language that they understand is deal decisively with them militarily. Now, there's a road construction going on between Gusau and Sokoto. Bandits are using the opportunity. By 7 p.m. they are out, kidnapping people in dozens. They are so brazen about it that it's not the dead of night. 7 p.m. they are out. So, but what we have a big problem of banditry.
As much as this is a problem, what would you think is? Oh, well, I don't even know how to explain that this time, because I think can really, really be worrying when people are left to, just be at mercy of these so-called bandits. What is the governor not doing right so that we can address the situation?
I think that he must be confused where he is. How do I deal with this situation? Because he too has had this chance now. He's in government. He can see what Matale was facing. Because it's a lot worse now, whether he admits it or not. At least during Matale's time that I visited the place. And it wasn't this bad. Yes, they had a big problem. Well, it wasn't. Yes, on our way back from Jangebe, bandits were robbing a community. We had to stay on the road. I had about 7 policemen, but I knew they were not enough to confront the guys. I said, let's stay. When they finish raiding, we'll continue our journey.
Wow.
Yes, we stood on the road. I have videos. They stood.
So it was like helpless.
With 7 policemen against bandits who go around with rocket-propelled grenades. We didn't have a rocket-propelled grenade. We didn't have a general-purpose machine gun. They have those things. They buy them from the black market across the border. So it's not easy to confront them. People confront them. So sometimes they kill up to 100 people in one day.
This is worrying.
So it's not enough to simply be going to the CDS. He has to think of homegrown solution to this problem.
Right.
And that's why I said yesterday, that northern leaders must sit down.
I think that is the crux of
the matter. They must sit down and ask themselves, because what is happening is a national shame.
That is the crux of the matter.
The level of insecurity in the north is not matched by anywhere else.
Anywhere.
The northwest.
That's the crux of the matter.
So it should bother them. They should sit down and say, what can we do?
Exactly.
Because providing troops may not even solve the problem.
It may not.
It's just a temporary thing. What do we do? That's what Dauda Lawal and co
needs
should be
to
thinking
do.
And we have our 2 defense ministers are from the northwest.
In fact,
one of them is even from Zamfara.
In fact, the northern leaders need to sit down and ask themselves, where did we go wrong and what step can we take to solve this problem? The Kaduna kidnap victims, where were they found? Zamfara. So all these northern leaders, rather than be blaming the security, this thing that maybe they don't have enough security, blame the president, blame this and blame that, they need to sit down and ask themselves, gentlemen, across all parties, let us sit down and ask ourselves, what is the solution that we can find to this thing?
Right.
Then let us present a document to the president that, look, we as northern leaders, we have sat down among ourselves. That was what happened in Niger Delta. That we have sat down among ourselves and we have thought that, okay, these are the steps you should take to solve this problem. If the president now gets the report and he doesn't act on it, then they can sit down and say, okay, we gave you a solution, you never acted on it. But in a situation where they are not themselves seeing the problem as self-inflicted, because in all honesty, we must tell ourselves the truth. When things happen like this, all of you must sit down, forget party differences and all that, sit down and say, look, this thing is giving our region a bad name. People are not ready to come and invest. People are not ready to come and visit. People are not ready to come and do business with us. What do we need to do? Let us sit down and find a solution to it. When they sit down, they have their own homegrown solution.
Yes.
Then you present it to the president and say, Mr. President, this is what we think we can do. If the president now takes a look at it and fails to act on it, they will have the moral right to tell him that we gave you a solution, you never acted on it. But in a situation where they are just not doing that, it won't help them. It won't help the country.
It's like giving up.
Exactly.
How can somebody do a statement on behalf of Northern Elders Forum and you are saying enough is enough, we don't tolerate this anymore, it should not be happening in the North, this and that. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
The emir of Muri,
yes,
in Taraba State,
yes.
Remember when he issued that? He said, you are raping our wives,
yes.
You are attacking people on our farms. I'm giving you the last warning. He said, we will kill all of you.
All of you.
Know you. You know what happened? The community, the Fulani community, released to the police the bandits.
Exactly.
No names, so they brought them. The police commissioner was there. They released the bad boys.
This is what they
said. We know you. You've abused our hospitality. We gave you our piece of land for you to farm and all that. You are raping our wives. You are doing this. We are going to slaughter all of you. They released the bad boys. So we are not going to wait until they come.
No.
They released the bad boys. This is something we discussed that matter here. And it's possible, a homegrown solution is possible.
I know, right.
Instead of just waking in the dark and blaming people. Was that not what the Professor Usman Yusuf went on TV to say that look, it's not Tinubu that will solve this problem for you. It's not the army that will solve this problem. Right. It is we, not others. He doesn't always, when he speaks, I hardly listen. But when I saw that one, I said, this time around, this man is making sense. Because I'm a northerner myself and I'm ashamed.
It's a terrible
He was raised in the North.
Yes.
This was not the way the North was.
No, it wasn't like this. It wasn't like this.
Well, we have to wrap it, gentlemen. I can imagine your passion on this issue, and let's quickly hope that the northern leaders and those responsible...
The third largest town in the whole of Zamfara, the third largest town. Bandits are looking into the camera
and they are
that they level
exactly.
After Kawana Moda and Shinkafi, Zurumi is the third largest in the whole of Zamfara North.
They need to talk to themselves.
They need to talk to themselves.